I still remember the exact moment the laughter stopped being warm. It was the sizzle of ribs on the grill, the sharp tang of barbecue sauce hanging in the humid July air, and my sister's voice cutting through it all like a knife through paper. "Look at him," she said, loud enough for the whole backyard to hear. "Still showing up alone, still pretending he's some big hero. Must be nice living off old war stories." Everyone chuckled politely. Cousins, aunts, neighbors, but the sound felt thin, forced. I stood by the picnic table holding a plate of potato salad I'd made myself, the kind with mustard and pickles the way Mama used to, and felt heat rise in my cheeks that had nothing to do with the summer sun. "My name is Marcus. I'm 42 now, retired Navy SEAL after 20 years of service. I don't talk much about it. Not because I'm hiding, but because some things you carry quietly so they don't weigh everyone else down." My sister, Lena, never understood that. She always needed the spotlight brighter, louder. Growing up, she was the pretty one, the funny one, the one who got the applause. I was the quiet one who fixed things when they broke. That afternoon, the family barbecue was at her house. Big colonial in the suburbs, white fence, pool out back. Her husband, Ryan, was flipping burgers in his kiss the cook apron, smiling like always. Ryan's a good man, solid. We crossed paths in the teams years ago. Different platoons, same beauty/as hell, but enough shared scars that we never had to explain much to each other. He gave me a nod when I walked in, the kind that said, "Good to see you, brother," without a word. Lena, though, she'd been drinking since noon. Wine spritzers in those tall plastic cups. By 3 o'clock her laugh had that sharp edge. She started small. Comments about my truck being too old. My shirt, looking like it came from the BX clearance rack. Then it escalated. "You know Marcus thinks he's special because he jumped out of planes once," she announced to the circle of lawn chairs. Meanwhile, the rest of us actually built lives. Kids, mortgages, real responsibilities. She raised her cup like a toast. To the real heroes, the ones who stayed home. A few people shifted uncomfortably. I just looked down at my plate, watching the potato salad soften in the heat. I could feel Ryan's eyes on me from across the yard, but he stayed quiet. He always did when Lena got like this, protective in his silence. I told myself it didn't matter. Family teases. That's what families do. But then she crossed the line. She leaned toward her teenage daughter, my niece Kayla, and stage whispered, "Uncle Marcus never married because no woman wants a man who's gone half the time and comes back half a person." The backyard went still. Even the grill seemed to hush. Kayla looked at me with wide eyes, embarrassed for both of us. I set the plate down slowly. My hands were steady, but inside something tightened, like a line going taut before it snaps. I didn't answer right away. I just picked up my plate again, turned, and walked toward the edge of the yard where the shade was thicker under the old maple. The leaves rustled like they were trying to whisper something comforting. I sat on the low stone wall that separated her property from the neighbors, set the plate beside me untouched, and let the quiet settle over me. Inside, my pulse was steady. Training does that. But the words kept replaying. Half a person. I'd heard worse in the teams. From enemies. From teammates on bad days. But from my own sister, that one landed different. Deeper. Ryan appeared a few minutes later. No apron now. Just a cold bottle of water in each hand. He handed me one without asking. Sat down beside me on the wall. We didn't speak for a long minute. Just watched the kids cannonball into the pool. The splash echoing off the fence. "She's been like this since the promotion fell through at work," he said finally, voice low. "Didn't get the regional manager spot. Someone younger. She's taking it out on everyone." I nodded once. "I know. She doesn't mean it, Marcus." "She said it." He exhaled through his nose. "Yeah, she did." I twisted the cap off the water, took a slow drink. The cold helped. "You ever tell her to ease up?" "Every damn day." He rubbed the back of his neck, the way he always did when he was tired of carrying someone else's weight. "She listens for about 10 seconds, then it's back to the same song." I looked at him then, really looked. Ryan's eyes carried the same 1,000-yard stare we all got after enough deployments. But there was something else there now. Guilt, maybe, or just exhaustion. "You don't have to apologize for her," I told him. "I know, but I'm still sorry you had to hear it." We sat in silence again. From the patio, Lena's laugh rang out. Too bright, too sharp. Someone had put music on. Classic rock. The kind we used to blast in the barracks to drown out the homesickness. I stood up. "I'm gonna head out soon." Ryan nodded. Stay for the ribs at least. I made your sauce, the hot one. I almost smiled. Tempting. But I think I've had enough family time for one day. He didn't argue, just clapped me on the shoulder once. Firm. The way only another operator can. Then he walked back toward the grill. I stayed by the wall another 10 minutes, watching the scene like it was someone else's life. Kids laughing, plates clinking, Lena holding court in the center of it all, gesturing with her cup, cheeks flushed. She looked happy. She looked mean, both at once. That's when Kayla came over. 15 now, all long legs and shy eyes. She sat where Ryan had been, close enough that our shoulders almost touched. Uncle Marcus? Her voice was small. Yeah, kid. I'm sorry Mom said that stuff. I looked down at her. She was twisting the hem of her t-shirt, the same way Lena used to when we were kids, and she knew she'd gone too far. Not your job to apologize for her, I said gently. I know, but I don't think she means it. She just gets mad and then the words come out wrong. I put an arm around her shoulders. She leaned in a little. People say things when they're hurting, I told her. Doesn't make it okay, but it explains it. She nodded against my shoulder. We stayed like that until the sun dipped lower and the shadows stretched long across the grass. I was already in my truck, keys in the ignition, when the patio speakers went quiet mid-song. Someone had turned the music off. Voices carried across the lawn, sharp, overlapping. I glanced in the rearview mirror. Ryan was standing in the middle of the circle of chairs now, arms folded, facing Lena. She still held her cup, but the smile had slipped. Her posture changed the second she saw his expression. Apologize, he said. Not loud, not yelling, just calm. The same tone he used on a bad op when someone needed to hear the truth straight. Lena laughed once. Nervous, trying to play it off. What? Come on. Babe, it was just... Apologize. Now. The word landed like a suppressed round. Everyone froze. Cousins stopped mid-bite. Kids climbed out of the pool slowly, towels clutched to their chests. Kayla stood by the sliding door, eyes wide. Lena's face flushed deeper, not from wine this time. Ryan, you're embarrassing me in front of... No, he cut in. You embarrassed him. In front of everyone. In front of our daughter. You called a man who carried more than any of us will ever understand half a person. Say you're sorry, or this barbecue ends right here. Silence stretched. The grill popped once, a single ember flaring. I could see Lena's throat work, the way it does when she's fighting tears she won't let fall. She looked around, at the faces staring back, at Kayla's quiet disappointment, at the empty spot where I'd been sitting. Then she looked toward my truck. I hadn't driven off yet. Couldn't. Not with Ryan standing there like that. Lena set her cup down on the table, hands trembling just enough to notice. She walked across the grass. Slow, barefoot, the way she used to when we were kids and she'd done something wrong and had to face Dad. She stopped a few feet from the driver's side window. I rolled it down halfway. Marcus, she said, voice small. I'm sorry. I was cruel. I was jealous. You've always been the strong one, even when you were hurting. I took that out on you. I'm so sorry. I studied her face. The makeup smudged at the corners. The eyes that looked like Mama's when she was sorry too. I know you are, I said quietly. Doesn't erase what you said. But I hear you. She nodded, swallowed hard. I'll do better. That's all I ask. She stepped back. Ryan walked over, put a hand on her shoulder. Not possessive, just steady. He looked at me through the windshield, gave one slow nod, the kind that says everything. I started the engine, backed out slow. In the mirror I saw them standing together. Family still, cracked but not broken beyond repair. I drove home with the windows down. The summer air smelled like cut grass and distant rain. For the first time in a long afternoon, my chest loosened. Some wounds don't heal with words, but they can start there. Months later, Lena called on a Tuesday night. No preamble. Just, I started therapy. For real this time. We talked for an hour about work, about Kayla's college applications, about the things we never said growing up. It wasn't perfect. It was honest. And that's enough for now. We all carry pieces that got chipped along the way. Some of us hide them. Some of us swing them like weapons. The brave ones lay them down and ask for help picking up the sharp edges. I forgave her. Not because she deserved it that day, but because holding on to the hurt would have made me smaller than she ever called me. Broken trust stories don't always end in fire. Sometimes they end in quiet repair, one apology, one honest conversation, one step at a time. What about you? Have you ever had to hear hard words from someone you loved and still choose to stay connected? Or was walking away the only way to keep your peace? Tell me in the comments below. And if this story touched something in you, hit that subscribe button for more real stories of broken trust, hard truths, and the slow road back to whole. I'll see you in the next one.